a prior video, I talked about the impact of divorce on your estate planning documents, your will, your trust, your power of attorney, your healthcare surrogate, right? And I talked about how in some of those documents, there is an effect immediately upon commencing the dissolution of marriage proceeding. And in other documents, there's no change in what those documents say or the net effect of who's going to get what after you pass away until after the divorce has been finalized. That's really, really important. But in this video, what I want to focus on is another aspect of your estate planning, which is what happens outside of the context of these planning documents, right? You have wills, you got trust, but you also have assets that may not be subject to your will, may not be subject to your trust. For example, your owned property, your real estate, your annuities, your IRAs, right? You can't put your IRA in a trust. Your IRA has a pay on death beneficiary designation. Your life insurance policies, these are things that will, who gets access to these assets after you pass away is not going to be determined by your will or your trust. It's going to be determined by whoever you've designated. So with assets such as annuities, retirement plans, and life insurance policies where you can list a specific pay on death beneficiary, only after the divorce has been completed will, if you've named your now ex-spouse as a pay on death beneficiary because you've forgotten to change the who should get these assets after you pass away, the spouse will be deemed to have predeceased you, right? They haven't passed away, but because you got divorced, if the divorce has been finalized before you pass away, they will be treated as if they predeceased you, so they won't get it, which is interesting. And maybe something that you want to happen, maybe something you don't want to happen. But also, sometimes people pass away before a divorce is finalized. And if that's the case, this soon-to-be ex-spouse might get a windfall that you didn't want them to get. Obviously, you're going through this divorce. Again, not everybody. Some people have a good relationship with their ex-spouse. Other people don't want them to get a penny if that can be avoided. So you want to make sure that you're updating your pay on death beneficiary designations with annuities, life insurance policies, and IRAs and other qualified retirement plans, because that's not contemplated by your trust or your will necessarily. Second of all, with your real estate, what happens is typically a married couple will own property as tenants by the entirety in Florida. And that's a status that when one spouse passes away, essentially says the other spouse will automatically inherit. You don't have to go through probate. If a married couple owns property together as tenants by the entirety or joint tenants, only after the divorce has been completed will that tenancy be severed, and they will then own the property as tenants in common. Meaning, when one spouse passes, their half will go to wherever their estate plan or will or trust says, whereas the former ex-spouse gets to keep their half of the property and subject to their personal estate plan. So it can be messy when you have estate planning assets that aren't going to pass to the next generation through your will or your trust when a divorce has been commenced or after a divorce has been finalized. So after you speak to your family law attorney about the divorce, it's very important that you update your estate planning documents and deal with the other assets that are part of your estate plan but may not be controlled by your estate plan, such as these life insurance policies and annuities and qualified retirement plans. Hope you found this helpful. If you're anywhere in the state of Florida and you need assistance with estate planning, elder law, Medicaid planning, probate, we serve the entire state, and I'm happy to assist. If you found this video helpful, please share it, please give it a thumbs up, help us get good information out to all Floridians. Thank you.